to my review of Jojo's Bizarre Adventure Diamond is Unbreakable Episode 6. Koichi is such a badass in this episode because this week his stand finally awakens out of its egg. It's finally hatched and we're introduced to a new enemy stand user, now ally, which is kind of weird considering what he's done. Tamami Kobayashi and his stand, The Lock, which is literally a lock. I mean, really? That's the best name you could come up with it? I mean, we have stands called Crazy Diamond, Aqua Necklace, Bad Company, even Red Hot Chili Pepper, and then we have stands like The Lock. It's like if Mariah back in Star Wars Crusaders named her stand The Outlet instead of Bastet, but okay, whatever. Now, this new enemy, Tamami Kobayashi, he is scum. He is a piece of shit. I hated him in this episode. I wanted him to get the same treatment that Alessi and Steely Dan from Star Wars Crusaders got. But he technically actually got the best so far compared to those two. But still, I wanted someone to, like, you know, because I hated him in this episode. Jesus. Now, let's talk about this guy. Tamami, he's actually a con artist who extorts people out of money, using his schemes and his stand, The Lock, to make them feel guilty so that he can get money from them. And unfortunately, one of his victims was Koichi. Now, how he got his stand was because of Keicho when he met him 4 months ago. So he is another one of Keicho's victims when he got hit by the arrow. Now, his stand, The Lock, despite its name, it actually has a unique, interesting ability. How it works is that a lock would appear on the chest of a person who's feeling guilty. And the more guilty the person feels, the bigger and heavier the lock gets. It can even get so big and so heavy to the point where the person can be overwhelmed with guilt that they wouldn't want to live anymore, that they would commit suicide. So yeah, used effectively, this stand can be pretty scary. Now, Koichi was a victim of The Lock because Tamami made him feel guilty over running over a bag with a cat inside with his mountain bike, which turns out happened to be Tamami's cat. He put the cat in the bag, left it in the middle of the road, and waited for someone to run it over by accident so that he can try to extort someone for money. But luckily, Josuke and Okuyasu just so happened to be passing by, seeing Koichi in his predicament, and they come to his rescue. Eventually, Okuyasu punches him in the face, and Tamami just deliberately stumbles all the way across the street onto the curb of the sidewalk so that his face can hit the curb, knocking out a tooth, making Okuyasu feel guilty for punching him and hurting him like that. It works on Okuyasu since a lock appears on his chest. It was also revealed later on that those who are affected by the lock can't hurt the stand user, because if they do, then the damage, I guess, would go onto the lock, or they would feel the damage itself. I'm not sure. But in the episode, we do learn that there are 2 ways to remove the lock. The first one is for the stand user, Tamami, to remove the locks, and the second one is to make the person no longer feel any guilt, which luckily Josuke was able to do that, revealing that the cat inside the bag that Koichi ran over wasn't really a cat, just a stuffed mechanical toy with fake blood, and using his stand ability, repaired the front tooth on Tamami. So Okuyasu and Koichi were free from the lock's ability. But that got me thinking, Okuyasu didn't really need to feel guilty in the first place because this guy was extorting Koichi for money, and he had every right to punch this guy. He deliberately had his front tooth knocked out, and his friend has a stand that can fix and repair people. So he didn't really need to feel guilty in the first place. But then I remembered, oh yeah, Okuyasu's not smart. Okuyasu. I still love him though. I still like the guy. Josuke threatening Tamami, he leaves the wallet and runs away, but unfortunately he only left like small pieces of the 7,000 yen from Koichi's wallet, so he still got away with the money. Poor Koichi. But it's not over yet because Tamami was able to find out where Koichi lived, and Koichi returned home from school to find him and his mom together in the living room while he's rubbing her shoulders. Okay, seriously? What is up with this series and flirting with moms? Because I've been noticing this a lot lately. I mean, first it was with Tomoko with that one guy in the car, Angelo calling her hot, and then with Okuyasu, and now we have Koichi's mom. Like, what the heck is going on with that? And also, you know what? I no longer question how enemy stand users are able to find out where the heroes live. I just accept it from now on. Anyway, the whole reason why Tamami was there was to get back at Koichi, and also to take his mom and his sister hostage with the lock, making them feel guilty. In this case, he made up a lie where his and Koichi's wallets were switched, and he wanted Koichi to give him back his wallet, which contained 500,000 yen. It turns out that the wallet that he left behind might have been like a fake one, so that he could be able to like trick his mom, or it could have been Koichi's real wallet but had one similar to it, like he had a fake wallet that looks the same or something. But this is where Koichi snaps. This is where he just has enough, and he's just so angry that he summons his stand, and his hair gets all spiky, which looks pretty cool, especially with the aura. His stand finally hatches out of its egg to reveal a cell-like larva creature thing, or a lizard larva thing, which is actually kind of funny because, you know, Koichi kind of reminds me a bit like Gohan, and, you know, with the hair being spiky and the aura reminds me of him going Super Saiyan level 2, and his stand kind of looks like a baby cell, so you have like a Gohan-like character with a stand that looks like Cell. Now, this is the first time Koichi has awakened his stand out of its egg. This is the first time he's using it in an actual battle, so he doesn't really know exactly what it can do. But later on, it was revealed that it's not physically strong, but it has this unique ability to use sound effects. It has the ability to create sound effects with words and embed them onto a person or on a surface, anything it touches, basically. The places where Koichi's stand attacked Tamami on the face and on the arm were actually sound effects for crack and smack. It punches Tamami again, this time on the back with the sound effect boom, and again on its body with the dogyan. He has all these sound effects on his body which were embedded into him, and the sounds were like resonating from his body to the point where he's overwhelmed by the sound and by the ringing of his ears. I don't know what would happen if Koichi continued to like punching Tamami again over and over, maybe to the point where his brain would shut down from the sound effects, or maybe if his eardrums would like burst. But Tamami, on the other hand, was very stubborn, even with all that sound. So what he does is he uses a knife, stabs himself with a knife, very shallow, but still stabs himself, screams very loudly, tosses the knife to Koichi. The mom and the sister then come in, and this was just a setup to make them think that Koichi stabbed him, to the point where their locks grew even bigger, that the sister passed out, and the mom, on the other hand, was so overwhelmed with the guilt, was about to commit suicide by trying to stab herself in the neck with a knife. And this guy is supposed to be an ally? Are you fucking for real? This guy almost made Koichi's mom commit suicide. Like, what the fuck? Not only that, but he was perving on the older sister, and he was demanding Koichi's house. This guy is scum. Like, seriously, I hated him so much. I actually hoped that Koichi's stand would like add more sound effects to him. But instead, what he does is use his stand to create the sound "Believe in Me" and implant the words onto Koichi's mom, and have the sound echo throughout her body, which luckily it works because she drops the knife and she believes in Koichi, that he would never do any of these things, and the lock is removed and Koichi wins. Thank God, because I was worried that we were going to get another family member death. I mean, we had 2 already. We don't need another one so soon, especially when in the previous episode, Keicho died. So, feeling threatened by Koichi, Tamami, being freaking pathetic, actually begs for forgiveness and is willing to say that he'll do anything for him. And Koichi, with this evil look on his face, says, "Okay, give me 500,000 yen tomorrow morning." And he just goes behind him, pats him on the shoulder, and says, "It's a joke. I'm just joking." Damn, Koichi's a badass in this episode. Also, I hope he keeps the hair. I'm just saying. We then cut to the next day, and we see Tamami, now Koichi's underling, praising him and willing to carry his school bag. And you see Josuke and Okuyasu confused over what's going on. Josuke's like, Okuyasu? But Okuyasu's like, don't ask me, I'm not smart, remember? And that's where the episode ends. Oh man, overall, this was another great episode. I'm really glad that we got to see Koichi's stand coming out of that egg. It was actually a form that, honestly, I did see in the video games, but it's actually really cool seeing it animated and its ability. It's really unique, despite it not being very strong. I mean, physical strength, I mean. I guess that Koichi can control how loud the sounds can be. And considering that this was his first stand battle, he did a great job, and honestly, I'm really proud of him. I'm really proud of Koichi, and honestly, I like this new badass side of him. It's really cool. I hope we'll see more of this side of Koichi, and also, I hope he keeps the spiky hair, because he looks really cool with the spiky hair. I mean, seriously, like, the intimidation that he was putting on Tamami, and him threatening him, I was like, wow, Koichi, you got him badass. I like this side of you, man. As for Tamami, I really don't like this guy. I mean, I hate him so much. I really did. I actually wanted him to get, like, beaten up so badly. But it just baffles me that this kind of guy is an ally now. I mean, really? But then again, I did hear that he's not going to appear a lot in this series, which is good, because honestly, I don't want to see this guy a lot. I don't think I'll ever like this guy. It's gonna take me some time. But as for Stand the Lock, it's actually a pretty effective stand. I think this is the first stand that we got to see that can affect you emotionally, you know? I mean, it could use emotions to its advantage. In this case, guilt. And Tamami used this stand very effectively to the point where it can get very scary. I mean, he nearly made Koichi's mom commit suicide. And again, he's supposed to be an ally now? Like, what the hell? Oh my god. But I'm glad that Koichi pulled through in the end. And now that his stand is awakened, he can now be able to defend himself, and he can even help out Josuke and Okuyasu in later fights. They haven't revealed the name of it yet, except on the title, but for the sake of the anime-only watchers, I'm not going to say what his stand is called. I noticed that there were some references in this episode. Like, for one, the dog that Koichi owned, that dog better not die, by the way. I swear to God, Araki, if you kill that dog, no, just no. Anyway, the dog's name is actually called Police, named after the band Police, which I actually thought was really nice. And I noticed that the art style had more of a funky look with the graffiti on the road and on the sidewalk. And the scene when Tamami was talking about the receipts from Johnny's restaurant or something, the logo of the restaurant was actually on the table, and there were stars all over the room, which I actually thought was a really nice touch. Which I believe that this is also a reference to another character who appears in later parts. Another character named Johnny. So yeah, I really did like the animation and artwork. As for voice acting, Yuki Kaji as Koichi did a really good job. Not only voicing his, like, you know, his usual self, but also his badass self. He did a really good job with it. And with Koichi as a character, I'm really liking him a lot more now. I mean, I liked him at the beginning, but seeing him develop a bit and awakening his stand and, you know, finally getting that resolve, that anger that he needs to, like, defend himself and to, like, protect his family was actually really nice for his character. So I'm really liking Koichi more and more now. And it's just like what Josuke said in the previous episode. Koichi is brave, then he gives himself credit. Whenever it counts the most, that's when he becomes really brave. So I respect that, really. And the voice for Tamami was actually really good. I mean, there were moments where he would sound like his usual coy, sly self, and there are times where he just sounded intimidating, and there are times where he sounds pathetic, which I actually thought was pretty funny. So the voice actor who voiced Tamami is Satoshi Tsuruoka. At least I hope I said his last name right. Tsuruoka, I'm not sure. Who also voices Caster from Fate Zero, Munehiro Kabaji from Prince of Tennis, and no joke, he voiced Wired Beck from Battle Tendency. You know that one vampire that lasted 3 minutes and lost to Lisa? The one that always says Zura at the end of his sentences? That was freaking Wired Beck voicing Tamami. Speaking of which, I actually found out who voiced the Nijimura father, and he's voiced by Naomi Kusumi, who also voiced another character in the 2012 anime, Jack the Ripper. Yeah, Jack the Ripper voiced the Nijimura father. shit, that was actually quite a coincidence right there. And music, once again, was very solid. I am liking Koichi's new theme, which, again, really looking forward to hearing the OST soundtrack, which I believe is supposed to be coming out next month, I believe. So, yeah, overall, this was a great episode. I'm so proud of Koichi. I can't wait to see more of his stand. The funny thing is, I was told that next week's episode, the next enemy stand user is supposedly even more fucked up than Tamami, which I have no idea how much more fucked up he could be, but, well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see for next week. So yeah, tell me guys, what did you think of this week's episode of Diamond is Unbreakable? Did you like it? Did you hate it? What did you think of Koichi and his new stand, which they didn't reveal its name yet, so I'm just gonna not say the name until it's revealed, you know, for the sake of the anime only watchers. And what did you think of Tamami, and how did you feel overall with the fights? Which, by the way, I'm actually glad that Koichi got his first official fight and won, and for once didn't have to rely on Josuke or Okuyasu. So yay, my boy Koichi! I'm looking forward to seeing more of him in the stand anyway. So yeah, tell me your thoughts about the episode in the comment section down below. Like the video if you like it, and subscribe for more videos, and be sure to check out my Facebook fan page and Google+. So yeah, that is Diamond is Unbreakable episode 6. Great episode, really liking Koichi a lot more now, and I can't wait to see more of him and his stand. I'm Respond27, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.